The first time I saw her, she was dying. We'd been dispatched to the Kepler Fringe, a no-man's region of space where the remains of an ancient alien civilization lay scattered like broken bones. My name's Lieutenant Aaron Vale, reconnaissance officer for the Terran Frontier Corps. Our orders were simple: retrieve an energy core from a derelict alien city before rival factions got there first. The mission wasn't supposed to be dangerous. But no mission in the Fringe ever goes according to plan. The moment we touched down, our scanners went wild. Energy readings off the charts, strange atmospheric distortions, and then the storm. A violet tempest ripped across the ruins, tearing metal from our ship's hull. I barely made it out alive when the lightning struck, frying half our systems. That's when I found her. She lay half-buried beneath a shattered crystalline pillar, her skin pale like moonlight, her hair a cascade of silver and blue that shimmered even in the dim light. Her breathing was shallow, her pulse faint, if she even had one. And though her body looked humanoid, her veins glowed faintly beneath her translucent skin. She wasn't human. Not even close. I should have reported it to command. We had strict orders. No alien life contact without authorization. But something in me hesitated. Maybe it was the way her hand twitched when I tried to move her, or the quiet whisper that escaped her lips, like a plea carried on the wind. She said one word. Help. I didn't think. I just acted. I pulled her from the rubble and carried her to what was left of our shuttle. She was burning up, her body temperature unstable. I used our medkit to stabilize her vitals, but our translator implant couldn't read her language properly. Every attempt came back garbled, like hearing a dream through static. Still, I kept talking to her, hoping she'd understand. You'll be okay. You're safe now. Her eyes fluttered open, luminescent like molten gold behind glass. She looked straight at me, terrified and confused. Then she fainted again. That was the moment everything changed. Part 2, The Girl from the Stars. It took 3 days before she could stand. By then we'd repaired enough of the ship to fly, barely. The storm had subsided, but the ruins were crawling with scavenger drones, the kind used by the rival Dravik syndicate. If they found us, we were done for. She didn't speak much. Every word from her was slow, deliberate, like she was trying to translate her own thoughts before saying them. I learned her name, Ilara. I asked her where she came from. She pointed to the horizon, where the remains of a great spire pierced the clouds. Home, she said softly. Was. Through bits and fragments, I pieced together her story. Ilara wasn't just anyone. She was one of the Alindri, a species thought extinct for over 2,000 years. The Kepler Fringe was once their empire. She was the last survivor of a stasis chamber hidden beneath the ruins, awakened by the energy storm that had nearly killed her. Her people had been scientists, explorers of consciousness and light. They believed life wasn't bound to time or matter, that with the right resonance, a soul could cross dimensions. But something went wrong. The technology that powered their civilization imploded, wiping them out. She was the only one left. And I had saved her. Part 3. The Bond Between Two Worlds. Days turned into weeks as we tried to get the shuttle spaceworthy again. In that time, Ilara began to learn English. Fast. She was brilliant, curious, always asking questions about Earth, about humanity, about me. She'd listen intently when I talked about oceans, rain, music, things she'd never experienced. In return, she taught me about light resonance, about the Alindri's belief that every living being has a harmonic frequency that connects them to others. When two frequencies align, she said one night as we sat beneath the twin moons, they become one. They can feel each other's pain and joy. I laughed softly. Like empathy. She tilted her head, smiling. Stronger. More infinite. There was something mesmerizing about her presence. Her voice had a musical quality that felt almost hypnotic. And when she laughed, it was like hearing starlight. But beneath her calm, I could sense her sorrow. She would stare at the ruins for hours, her eyes distant. Sometimes I caught her whispering to the wind in her language, her voice trembling. I didn't understand the words, but I didn't need to. Grief speaks its own tongue. One night, as the twin moons cast silver light across the ruins, she turned to me and said, "You risked your life for me. Why?" I hesitated. The easy answer would have been duty, or instinct. But the truth was deeper. "I don't know," I admitted. "Something told me I had to." She smiled faintly. "Perhaps our frequencies aligned." Part 4. The return of the syndicate. Just when I thought we were safe, the syndicate found us. Their ships dropped out of warp above the ruins, sleek black predators blotting out the stars. I recognized their insignia. Dravic marauders, known for scavenging alien tech and selling it to the highest bidder. They'd kill for what Ilara was, living proof of a lost civilization. We had minutes before they locked onto our signal. "Ilara," I said, "we have to leave. Now." But she shook her head. "They seek what I carry." That's when she showed me, a crystal shard embedded in her chest, pulsing faintly with light. "This is the Elindri core," she said. "The heart of my people. Without it, their knowledge dies forever. Can we remove it?" She looked down. "If you do, I die." We didn't have time to argue. The first blast struck the ground meters away, sending a shockwave through the ruins. I grabbed her hand, pulling her toward the ship. Debris rained down, fire and dust choking the air. We barely made it aboard. The engines screamed as I pushed the shuttle skyward, dodging plasma fire from the pursuing syndicate craft. "Ilara, I need more power," shouted. She closed her eyes and pressed her palms to the console. Light spread from her fingers, fusing with the circuits. The ship's core roared to life, glowing with ethereal blue. We shot upward like a comet, breaking through the storm. But the syndicate wasn't giving up. Their lead fighter locked on, missiles tracking us. The proximity alarm blared. "Hold on," he yelled. Ilara's voice echoed softly beside me. "Trust me." She reached for the shard in her chest and pressed it against the control panel. For a moment, everything froze, the stars, the light, even time itself. Then the world dissolved into white. Part 5. The light between. When I opened my eyes, we weren't in the Kepler fringe anymore. We floated inside a vast expanse of glowing mist, a realm of shifting light and color. It was silent, not empty but alive. I could feel it like a heartbeat surrounding us. "Ilara," I whispered. She stood beside me, radiant, her entire body glowing with the same energy that filled the void. "This is the luminous veil," she said. "The space between realities. My people once traveled through it." I realized then she had done the impossible. She'd used the Elindri core to shift us out of normal space. "But the ship," I began. "Gone," she said gently. "Only our frequencies remain." My mind reeled. "So we're dead." She smiled sadly. "Not yet. But the more time we spend here, the more our forms unravel. You were never meant to cross the veil." "Then why bring me?" "Because you saved me," she whispered. "And I will not let you die in vain." Her hand reached for mine. Her touch was warm, alive. In that moment I felt everything, her memories, her pain, her love for a world long lost. And she felt mine, the loneliness, the fear, the quiet ache of duty. Our frequencies intertwined. I understood now what she meant. Connection wasn't just emotional, it was existence itself. Part 6. The sacrifice time, if it even existed there, slipped away like smoke. But the longer we stayed, the weaker I felt. My form began to flicker, atoms stretching between realities. Elara saw it too. "You cannot remain," she said. "The veil is not for your kind. Then come with me." She shook her head. "If I leave, the veil collapses. The core will shatter. My people's legacy, everything will vanish." "I don't care about the legacy," I said. "I care about you." Her eyes softened. "And I you. But my path was written long before yours began." There was a long silence. Then she took a step closer, her light enveloping me like a gentle tide. "In my culture," she whispered, "to align one's frequency with another is the highest bond. We call it a resonant proposal." I swallowed hard. "A proposal," she nodded. "Not of marriage, but of unity. Our souls intertwined across all time and space. Even if bodies fade, the resonance remains. Forever." Could barely speak. "You mean?" "Yes," she said. "Even when you wake, you will never truly lose me." Her hands cupped my face. I felt warmth flood through me, brighter than any star. The veil began to tremble, waves of light rippling outward. I heard her voice one last time, soft as starlight. "Goodbye, Aaron Veil. My frequency will find you again." The light swallowed everything. Part 7. Return to the stars. I woke up on a medical bed aboard a Terran recovery ship. My lungs burned as I gasped for air. The medics said they'd found me drifting in an escape pod near the fringe, unconscious for 6 days. The shuttle was gone. No sign of any alien life form. They didn't believe my story. No one did. To them it was impossible. The Elindri were myths. The energy readings, they said, must have been a malfunction. My official report was filed as equipment failure. But I knew the truth. When I was finally discharged, I returned to my quarters. The stars outside the viewport shimmered faintly, like they were whispering. And then I heard it, a faint hum deep within my chest. Not a sound, but a vibration, resonating softly, in perfect rhythm with my heartbeat. Her frequency. Lara's. Every night since I've felt it. That quiet pulse, reminding me that somewhere beyond time and space she still exists. Watching. Waiting. I sometimes dream of the luminous veil, of the endless expanse of light, and of her silhouette fading into the glow. And in those dreams I hear her voice. "Not death," she says. "Just resonance." Part 8. The proposal fulfilled years past. The war between the Terran core and the Syndicate escalated. I was reassigned to Deep Space Patrol, charting the unclaimed sectors beyond human reach. On one quiet mission, we received a distress beacon from a derelict craft near the Nebra cluster. No life signs, but the energy signature was familiar. I followed the readings down to a desolate moon, its surface littered with crystalline ruins that shimmered under starlight. And at the center stood a spire, identical to the one on Kepler fringe. As I approached, my pulse began to race. The hum in my chest grew stronger. Inside the spire I found it, a chamber filled with light, and at its heart a crystal pod. Floating within was a figure, serene, glowing faintly blue. "Ilara," I breathed. The pod opened with a soft hiss, and her eyes fluttered open, golden, warm, alive. "I told you," she said, her voice echoing in my mind. "Our frequencies would align again." I fell to my knees, speechless. "How?" "You were," she smiled, reaching out to touch my face. "Resonance never dies. The core rebuilt me, across space, across time, guided by your signal. Tears blurred my vision. I thought I'd lost you. You saved me once, she said softly. Now it is my turn. She extended her hand, and a radiant light enveloped us both. The core pulsed between us, harmonizing our energies. I felt the same connection surge through me, but stronger now, deeper, eternal. And then I understood. This wasn't just reunion. It was fulfillment of her proposal. Our frequencies merged, two lives becoming one symphony of light and memory. The stars outside flared brighter, as if the universe itself was listening. Epilogue: centuries later, travelers who pass near the Nebra cluster speak of a strange phenomenon. Two lights orbiting one another in perfect harmony, pulsing like twin hearts in the dark. Scientists can't explain it. They call it the resonance star. But I know what it is. Ilara and I. Two frequencies, forever entwined across the fabric of the cosmos. I saved her from death once. She saved me from loneliness forever. And her reward, her proposal, was more than I could have ever expected. Not love bound by flesh or time, but resonance eternal. A harmony written in the stars.